listening to New Kids on the Pod with your hosts, Momba, Tony D, and JYD.
Hello, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to New Kids on the Pod. I am one of your hosts, JYD, and with me, as always, is Tony D and Mamba. Shit, I don't think I can hear you guys. Can you hear me? Fuck. God damn it.
Everything
Sorry,
was
that's my.
working fine.
I
Oh,
muted it. Nope, I got you. I muted it. My bad.
everything was working so well.
It is. It's working great. My bad. That's my
Junkyard.
bad. I muted you guys on purpose because I didn't want you guys saying anything while I was.
So what
doing
you're
this.
saying is this is your fault.
This is my fault. This is on me. I'll take.
Okay.
I'll take.
My
the
bad.
blame. My bad. My bad.
we're like everything. We're like, all right, like sound check, great. Sound effects,
Every
great. Video, we're looking good. Let's go. And it all goes to shit.
as soon as
Well, we're kind
as
of
soon
looking
as
good. I
you
still can't get my video working, but nobody wants to see me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The good thing is you guys are clearly visible.
Oh, that's good. So
Yeah.
what's everybody been up to?
how you guys been? I mean I see Junkyard every now and then at work, but what's up? What have you been up to, Tony?
Work and a whole lot of nothing because of quarantine. But I have been keeping up with 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, and let me just say that show is spectacular.
I've seen a lot of memes and clips of the show, specifically that Filipino girl. I don't know what her name is,
Rose
and Rose,
and
and
No Neck
that
Ed.
that Quasimodo looking character,
His
Big
nickname is
Ed.
no, it's No Neck Ed.
That guy
What
is
what
that guy is
the
shaped like a Goomba from
the
Mario.
the funniest one of the funniest memes I saw about that was it was a picture of Ed, and it's like you live in a what was it, like a male or like something, a masculine or something about toxic masculinity, but it was funny because it's like when a guy like this thinks he needs a vasectomy. I
What
was like,
is
ugh.
so? I mean, I could kind of guess by the title, but is the premise of this show this couple meets up and they have 90 days to get married, or like,
So close because the original show was called it's 90 Day Fiance. So
uh,
basically, so if you live in the U.S. and you and your girlfriend or significant other is from another country, you can bring them over on a K-1 visa,
uh,
which means that they have 90 days to get married. If you don't get married within those 90 days, then they have to go back to their country. So that show was a big hit. So this is 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So this is where the people from here, from the US, go to these other countries to meet them for like the first time
okay.
because they have to establish some kind of they have to establish like a relationship. You have to actually meet up and like when you apply for the visa, like, look, we're in a relationship. These are the pictures of us hanging out, going here, doing this, doing that. And then once that gets approved, then they get the visa to come to the US for those 90 days. So basically, they kind of go out there to get engaged.
Gotcha. And this
Uh,
guy and this couple just happens to be the most hilarious.
I mean, oh, honestly, one of like the most hilarious one isn't even a couple because this woman's like getting catfished, like reckless, and she just refuses to accept the fact that she's getting catfished. And so does this guy. This guy is like he apparently he has a girl that he's been talking to for 7 years, and they only communicate through this website where they chat, but this chat website charges you per minute that you're on there.
Oh,
And that's the only way she ever talks to him. She will not talk to him on the phone, on Skype. She
so
sends
she
him
probably like works for this.
pictures. She probably doesn't exist. It's probably some dude out in like
Yeah,
Indochina
yeah,
because I'm sure that users who bring other people get a kickback from that website.
Yeah.
So this guy has spent 7 years talking to this girl in a relationship, thinking that they're together, and he spends like I think on chat alone he spent like over $100,000 or hundreds of thousands, like ridiculous amount of money. And he's tried to meet up with her 4 different times, and on 4 different times she always had an excuse, like she ditched him, she couldn't,
Uh,
something happened. And it's like this guy, he hired a private investigator after the fifth time when he went to Ukraine, and like she just stood him up. So he's like, "Oh, I'm done. This is ridiculous." So he hired a private investigator. The private investigator told him like, "Look, you're getting scammed, guy. Like like here she is in all these other profiles and all these other websites doing the
uh,
same thing to like multiple guys." And the guy's like, "That's not her." He's like he's like, "Yeah, of course it's not her. Like she doesn't exist." No, no, no. Somebody else took her pictures and is using her on these other websites. And
you
he's
know,
just like, and the investigator's like, "Bruh, like I can't help you, man. I just can't help you."
there's only you can only lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, and it's funny because like I laugh about this. It's like could people be so stupid? But I think we talked about this before. I actually have a friend who got like who got scammed hard, and it's like how like I guess it happens.
That's
Obviously, it's a lucrative business because you keep hearing these stories about it happening.
yeah. That's why the other day I asked you about it because I remember. So like during this whole quarantine, one of the things my girlfriend has started doing is watching a lot of Catfish,
Hmm.
the TV show. For those who don't know, I mean, you're bound to know what it is if you're our age, but it's somebody who is on the internet pretending to be somebody else, and they're usually engaged in a relationship with somebody who's stupid and
Yep.
believes it. So I don't really. I've heard what I knew about the show, but I never watched it because I was like, that's silly. But after my girlfriend's been watching it so much, like I could see myself sitting there just like getting caught up in it. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
is that you know? And like one of the things is like I never thought everybody has their moments. Everybody gets got. Everybody takes an L, right? We've all taken
Hmm.
L's,
Yep.
but I never thought that people were capable of taking such an L. Like you never think people are that gullible.
Yeah. But apparently
It
it
happens,
happens
boy.
more often than not.
Not only, not only like I'm not trying to put him on blast, but he actually, our buddy Payo Dog. I don't think he got caught up, but he had the wherewithal to
Hmm.
know. Like what was it
Nope.
like a couple weeks ago? He like sent us a message. He was like, "Hey yo, this girl's been chatting me up. Am I really talking to her or getting got?" I was like,
You
I looked her up on Facebook and I went through her page. I'm like, yeah, that definitely looks like a false page.
you're getting got, my guy.
There's just some things you can look for if you're.
Yeah. It's like the red flags are, I think they're more obvious if you're self-aware.
Yeah.
And I know this hurts, but
I was thinking the
like
same
but
thing.
I'm gonna give you guys the real. Listen, guys, if a girl randomly adds you on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
Instagram, and she is sexy,
Uh-huh. And you're no bit and you're no
and
neck Ed.
you're, I mean, and I'm not saying, you guys are ugly, but I'm just saying, just have some wherewithal. A
I
random hot girl is not gonna just randomly add you and want to like send nudes. Like
yeah.
with it, it's like, come on. So, and it's funny because like they've actually gotten a lot more like they've evolved. Because before it used to be just chat, like they'd have no profile picture, and they would just send you
Uh
like a picture. Now it's like they have a profile, and you can tell right away because like the profile was made like a week ago.
yeah, if it was made within the last few months,
Yeah, like
if
you're
they
telling, yeah,
if they have sparse pictures, you know what I mean? If they have like one selfie or maybe it's a couple selfies, that's if
yeah,
it's a real profile, you can tell like your tag pictures. Like
yeah,
we have tag pictures of us.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not saying they're good pictures, but there are
But
pictures. But like yeah, especially on Instagram, like there's this girl that added me, and super hot, and she had a full profile and had like
uh,
had like 50 pictures, but each one of those pictures was uploaded on the same day. It's like,
Oh yeah.
all right. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. So I accepted, and like the minute I accepted, she sent me a message. She's like, hey.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, I'm like, sure, I'll indulge. So I'm like, hey, so like, I'm telling you, man, they're getting committed, man, because she was like, I think for a good 2 or 3 days, we were messaging back and forth, and it was like just, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? Like she was really putting in the work before she started like hinting that, oh, I'm so sad because my brother. I'm like, oh, that sucks for your brother. You're not getting money from me. But I'll give it to her, man. She put in the work. Had I
before the
been,
before the
yeah,
real motives came out.
exactly. Before the real motors came out, she did put in work.
So if you were more gullible, like not a lot of people had the wherewithal to look at when those pictures were posted.
Yeah,
Like somebody would just see that, like, oh, there's a billion pictures of her.
yeah.
But
And the thing is, like she was sending me pictures, like even like through the chat, like, oh, like today I did this or whatever. And she sent me a picture of her doing some bullshit,
uh,
and it's like I'm like, man, they're really committing to this, to this lie. Uh,
I've seen on that show Catfish. One of the things that I would do if I like got if I met somebody on the internet and I wanted to make sure, I would have them hold up two forms of identification
yeah.
with today's newspaper. But apparently they're getting good at that and like photoshopping to confirm, or
Hmm. Yeah,
they're using like Snapchat and kind of like editing the photo so it looks like the person that they're catfish, like they're
yeah.
pretending to be. Very clever.
Why don't you? Well, wouldn't it be smart to just like have them video you, like like if you're sending like a live
Oh yeah,
video,
of
and
course.
then
But and it's funny because when I was talking to this chick that's like obviously fake, she's like
Well,
she asked me, she's like, oh, can you send me a picture of you? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I sent her like a Snapchat with like the filter that pretty much covers your entire face. And then she's like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, you should try it. She's like, oh, my camera's broken on my phone.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, of course.
yeah.
Of course.
Well, there's some people that will listen to it. Like you could ask them to video chat with you, but some people will say like, "Oh, I don't have a camera on my phone, or I don't
Yeah,
have."
yeah,
what kind of phone do you have from fucking 1980?
Well, there
exactly.
some people are they're guppies. They're gullible enough to believe that.
Oh, you know what's funny though? Speaking of, in the show Catfish, there was this one girl that apparently was talking to some guy, and they were talking for like about I don't know how many years, and I think I might have seen this in a recap. I didn't see this whole episode, so I might be butchering it, but you'll get the gist of it. So she's talking to this.
I probably seen it during this
Okay,
quarantine.
so she's talking to this guy, and they've been talking for like ever, and then he pretty much like I think he dropped off like the map for a while, and
Uh,
she was like, "Oh, I don't know what happened." And they've only spoken like through text. She's never called him.
yeah.
She's like they've never like did any kind of video chat, and like his excuse was that he didn't have a phone, that he only was able to talk using Wi-Fi on an iPod Touch
Oh,
chatting.
I see that
What
episode.
the
Yeah,
hell?
and
And
I was like, this dumb bitch actually believes that, and it turns out the guy was real. The
well,
guy
yeah,
was real.
he had
What?
Yeah,
like he had
and
an
they
emo
went,
haircut.
yeah, and then they
Yeah,
went to his house. They went to his house, and he's like, "Is it true you don't have a phone? Come on."
yeah,
He's like, "Oh yeah, I use this iPod right here." I was like, "Holy shit, he wasn't lying."
I see that episode. I see that.
Oh,
She,
dude, I was
she
like,
was like,
wow.
and she was cute too, and he was like a little weeder.
Yeah,
And they were like, you don't have a computer or anything? He was like, no, my parents took it away. It's like, what about your cell phone? He's like, oh, I have this iPod.
yeah.
But like,
I was like,
I thought about that episode. I think was filmed in like 2013.
okay,
So,
but still, come on.
I mean, it's still like iPods
I
still
mean,
did. They
in
still
20
exist.
in 2013 you can get an Obama phone.
They were starting to phase out. iPods were starting to like they were already on the their end.
Hmm. I was like, man. So I just sat there and just ate my healthy dose of crow.
Yeah, that episode was funny to me too because
Yeah.
she was like super cute, and this little wiener comes out, and he's like, "Yeah, you've been talking to me," and she was like in love.
Yeah. And she was like, it was funny because like when they went in the house, some other random dude opened the door,
It was
and
her
we're like, "Oh,
brother.
here," and he's like, "Oh, we want to," and like, and you could tell like no one believes this guy exists. Not even like
Yeah,
the guy's name, whatever. What's his name?
leave.
Neve. Even he didn't believe it. The camera people, nobody believed it. They're like, "Oh, hey," they're going through their whole little script, like, "Oh, we're looking for this person," and he's like, "Oh,
And then the guy
yeah."
goes when he goes into
He's
his
like,
basement,
yeah, he's like, "Oh, like I can go, like, yeah, you guys want to talk to him?" He's like, "Yeah, we want to talk to this guy." And then they're like, "Okay, well, come in." He's like, "I'll go get him." And then he walks downstairs, and everyone's like, "Yeah, he doesn't exist. He's probably not gonna come back." And then the dude comes out. He's like, "He's real."
that was pretty funny.
That was hilarious. But yeah,
So yeah,
I've
Catfish,
watched a
great
few
show.
episodes back in the day, and I watched the movie, the documentary, the original,
the
Yeah.
movie
you know,
was
the
good.
show.
The mo-
Yeah, the movie
Hmm.
was good, but the
that's
show was.
actually
There's some that were okay and some that were good.
the show is a little bit corny. I was interested in it because my girlfriend was watching it so much, and then I
Hmm.
was like, "This can't be." I know it's a reality show, but there has to be some elements that they. And it turns out a lot of the show is orchestrated. Like I guess the whole catfish thing is real, but the producers do a lot. Like the
Yeah, it's like
producers,
most reality shows. There's a lot of reality
yeah,
shows that are like that.
because I was like, they do a lot of traveling, and I read this article like, yeah, MTV is not going to pay this whole camera crew to
Hmm.
randomly go to this city and meet up with this person who may not exist because they don't have an
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. Yeah, they have to verify the person is real. They have to verify the address is real, and
Yeah.
they have to like and to plan out we're gonna go film at this location with this person, and yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
probably more work
that's
than what it's worth.
It was just
yeah.
interesting to read. But you know what I've been watching, or I think we've all been watching, is The Last Dance.
Oh,
You know what? I'm actually behind. I'm
dude,
behind.
how Last
Three
Dance
episodes.
is
So this
fan
because this is what
fucking
happened. I
tastic.
thought
Junkyard,
so. I
hold on.
knew that the first
Junkyard,
what?
your mic's like kind of low. I don't know if you can do anything about it.
Yeah.
We'll turn that shit up.
Yeah, yours is
All right.
really low and Mamba's is really loud.
Hell yeah.
All right. How's that? That better?
I mean, slightly better.
Anyway. All right. So what do you call it?
That's better.
The Last Dance. I watched. Okay. So the first two episodes came out the first week, and then
Yeah.
it's been two episodes every week.
Uh
But I
huh.
didn't know that because like the second week.
You just been going to sleep? Oh
No
well.
one told. No one told you.
No. But the
He's
thing
like,
is, I don't
well,
watch. I
that's
don't
a
watch it
full
live.
hour. Time to go to sleep.
No, I don't watch it. I don't watch it live. I
Oh,
watch
okay,
it.
okay.
I watch it after the
Okay.
fact.
Okay.
Because the thing is, watching it live, like I don't watch like who the fuck watches live TV anymore? Really?
I do,
Like
especially when it's the Last Dance.
no, fuck that.
I do because my girlfriend, she really wanted to watch it, but we disconnected the cable, so she got YouTube TV just to watch this series. I mean,
Why didn't you just do it on ESPN Plus?
uh, you can't watch it on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, that's how I watch it.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
Well, don't tell her I said it.
you fool. Anyway, that's and this is why. But this is why I watch it delayed. So like I mean I watch it. I have ESPN thanks to Tony, like the live
Hmm.
TV one.
Yeah.
But I don't watch it live because like I never like started on time and you can't go back. You can't rewind it.
Oh
Like
yeah,
once it
yeah,
starts, that's
yeah.
it.
You
Like
you
you
either watch it live or you wait till it's over.
right.
Hmm.
So I have to wait till it's over because I'm never on time when it comes to that show. Like it's because it
Yeah.
starts at 9, right?
It starts at
Eight.
8.
Um,
And,
I
and,
usually
and, yeah, you start at like 8:15, 8:20. You're like,
right,
ah,
right,
well,
right.
yeah,
15, 8:20, and it's like fuck. I'm already like it's already started. Like I'm not even. I'm not just wait.
yeah.
So fuck. So that's why I never watch it live. I usually watch it like at 9 between. I usually watch right before I go to bed. So like between like 9 and 10.
So
Um,
around 9 o'clock, you're watching the first episode while the second episode is airing.
correct. So I think that's probably what fucked me up because I would watch the first episode
Hmm.
and then I didn't know the second episode was out because it wasn't technically out like on my
Yeah.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was watching only one episode a week. So what this last week, I saw the promo, and the promo said, "Oh, episodes this and this are coming out
Didn't
this
you
week." I'm wait,
notice? Didn't you notice like a time jump?
Well, I
there's no
mean,
time.
honestly, like every episode, they're jumping from 1998 to like 1983 or
No, no, I've
1985.
been
They're
watching
they're
them in
kind of
order.
they're going in an order.
Right. I've been watching them in order, but I haven't seen the future episodes. You know what I'm saying? So, like for example,
Okay,
so
okay,
like
yeah. Oh,
Sunday
okay,
night, I'll watch episode 3, for example. Okay, and then I'll wait till next Sunday to watch episode 4. But I didn't realize like 5 and 6 were already out. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
okay,
So what
okay. So
episode are
you
you
are.
on then?
So this last week, 7, I think it was like 7 and 8, right?
Yeah, 7 and
Yes,
8.
7 and 8 came out, and I watched, and I realized, I was like, what the fuck? I was like 7 and 8. So I went back and I'm like, shit, there's fucking all the episodes that I'm fucking behind. So I'm episode 5 right, no, yeah, no, 6. I think I'm on episode 6 right now. I have to watch 6,
Okay.
7, and 8
All right, so you're not
still.
that
Okay.
far.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, I'm
okay.
3 episodes behind.
So you're
Um,
at the so you're watching the Rodman one.
no, I passed the Rodman one already. I'm the one. I watched Rodman. I watched Jackson.
Did you
And
get to
then
the
the last
Did
one
you
was
get to the
Isaiah
Luke Longley
Thomas.
episode?
No, the last episode was a Dream Team.
Ooh, dude, wait till you get to the Jed Bushler episode.
Oh,
The
You know,
Bill.
they're giving all the stars their own episode. They gave Rodman his own episode. They
I
gave
mean, I
Pippen
used
his
to
own
like the Rodman
episode.
episode or the BJ
Just
Armstrong episode.
just wait till you get to the Jed Bushler episode
The Ron
or
Harper episode.
the Luke Longley episode.
What was I gonna say?
Am I going to see Tyrus Thomas or Eddie Curry?
Of course.
Um, anyway, no. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it so far. Like
I think
I
even if you're not like a huge basketball fan, like it's a really good like series.
so I haven't watched the NBA like really like religiously in the last like 3 or 4 years. But I do remember the later Jordan, because I mean, think about it. Jordan played what? His first year was 85,
5.
right?
85.
So his first year was 85. I was 1 years old. Obviously, I don't fucking remember that shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
I what like the heart and soul of what I remember are when he played like the Utah Jazz.
Yeah. Basically
Those
the
last
second three
like
the second three-peat.
right, the second three-peat. That's what I remember.
Mhm.
That's like right where I kind of like started watching basketball. And I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but I met him once. My dad used to work at CBS, and Jordan came in for an interview, and my dad's like, my dad called my mom, and he's like, hey, bring the kids, Jordan's here, and we'll take pictures with him and have an autograph
Mhm.
or whatever, have
This
him
we
bring his
got that
basketball.
this we got that picture, right, where he's signing
Yeah, I
that
got the
little.
picture. He signed my little, it's like a little basketball, it's not a full
Yeah.
size basketball, it's a little kids, I mean, because I was a little kid, I was like, I
Yeah.
think I must have been like nine at the time. And I brought my little basketball with me, and he signed it, and I have a picture. Me, my sister, and my mom have a picture with him, which was awesome. And I remember like it was yesterday. He was he was a real nice guy. Well,
was he a jerk to you?
he was not a jerk to me that time. He was really cool. And then I remember what I remember vividly is some douchebag brought in a fucking garbage can full of basketballs that
Oh.
wanted to sign. And even then, as a little ass kid, I'm like, why the fuck is this guy bringing so many basketballs to sign?
Yeah, this is well before eBay. Why is he
Right,
bringing in
exactly.
all this?
I actually
Uh,
went to go get my basketball appraised one time to
uh-huh.
see if how much it would cost to like. I don't want to sell it. I just wanted to know how much it
Is
was
it
worth.
there? Is it in your shelf? Is it in your room?
Yeah, it's on my shelf of stuff.
I never realized
Um,
that was a Jordan side basketball.
yeah.
I might have to swipe. I might have to swipe it the next time I go over.
Fuck no, I'll shoot you. It's not even worth. And you know what? It's not worth a lot because I took it to see how much it was worth, but it needs to be has a certificate of authenticity to be worth anything. So you actually have to send it somewhere to
To
Uh,
get
get it authenticated.
authenticated
and then
And that's
before.
and you have,
and then that's gonna cost money.
you have
Right,
to
and
pay
that
for
costs
that.
money.
So you're
You have
already
to
in the
pay
hole.
right, and then if you ever want to sell it, then you can, once you have that certificate, you can sell it. Because if it's not authenticated, you know how much you get for that ball? Like $50. It's like because I was like, yeah, okay, thanks, but it's fucking, especially now, like, dude, get the fuck out of here. How many Jordan balls, like signed balls, are out there?
Yeah, they're probably not that rare. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sure. There's
So
Mhm.
tons of people who have a Jordan side merchandise.
Yeah, so like I got to so yeah, that's my Jordan story. I got to meet him when I was a kid. I also met Phil Jackson. Same thing. I used to go to work with my dad a lot when he worked at CBS.
You know who's got a
And
really good Jordan story?
who?
Chameleonaire.
Oh yeah.
For those that don't
Uh,
know, we talked about. I think we talked about this before. Look up Chameleonaire Jordan story. It is worth the 5 minute to 7 minute time
what do you say?
investment to listen to that
I don't get
story.
pictured with Phil.
Yeah, we're not gonna repeat what he said.
Anyway,
Chameleonaire could
what's
say it.
like
We do
that?
not have.
Exactly.
We do not
we, do
have
not,
the
we do not have the required amount of melanin in our system.
to repeat what he said.
Exactly. We're gonna just stay in our lane.
But I met Phil Jackson. My dad, when he worked at CBS, they were doing another like show. They used to do shows there all the time. And I just so happened to be there. I didn't know Phil was gonna be there. And he went to go do his show, and afterwards, as he was walking out, I like kind of jumped out at him like a little creep, and I was like, "Hey, Phil Jackson." I was a kid though. I was only like at
Mhm.
that time I was probably like 10 or 11, and
I mean,
I'm like, "Hey,
you're still a creep though.
yeah,"
So
but
you
as a
were
little kid, you're less creepy.
Oh,
you
okay.
were back then. You were like still a creep. You didn't evolve into a full blown pervert yet. Correct.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So I jumped out at Phil Jackson. Hey, Phil, nice to meet you. And he shook my hand. The motherfucker was tall as fuck. Like, I mean, how tall is he? Like,
Yeah,
what, six,
he
6'6"?
was a basketball player. He's not short.
Oh, right. And I was a kid. I mean, I'm not tall as it is, like as an adult, but
Uh-huh.
like as a kid, I was like even shorter. So for me, he was a fucking giant. I was like, God damn, Phil Jackson, Jesus Christ, the dude's tall as fuck. But yeah, it was. So I got to meet Phil and Mike. I didn't get like an autograph or a picture with Phil Jackson because
Uh,
Yeah,
I
didn't
wasn't
Phil
prepared
play?
for that.
Wasn't Phil like? Didn't he play basketball too in
yeah,
college or
Yeah, he
something?
played
he
for
played for
Knicks,
the
right?
Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played for the Knicks for a little while.
But yeah, so
So,
I got to meet those two guys. I didn't meet any of the other Bulls players though.
but I mean,
Um,
you met the two most important people.
I did get to go to the Michael Jordan restaurant like back in the day, and I
Oh,
think it was like my 13th birthday or no
does that still
16th
exist?
birthday. I think it does, but it's not the same. It's not the same like as the original. It's like a
Uh,
different shoot.
Branching out of that really quick. Remember, like back in the '90s and early 2000s, downtown Chicago used to be like a theme park. They had the Michael Jordan restaurant,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
that Disney place. Fuck
yeah, and
was
then they had the
Oh,
ESPN
the virtual
zone.
virtual Disney, that
yeah,
ESPN
virtual.
zone.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
remember
they had.
that Jekyll and Hyde restaurant?
Yeah, they used to have all that shit down there. They
Well,
got
there's a
rid of it.
Michael Jordan restaurant in Oak Brook now.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
gonna
Michael
go?
Jordan Steakhouse. It's not the same.
Uh,
It's not the same as the original Michael Jordan restaurant.
yeah. I mean, I'm still gonna go when it opens. I mean, I'm talking about when the world
I know.
opens.
So
So
I'm trying to go to Olive Garden.
after
you get the super salad.
Exactly.
you're gonna get back to tossing salad. Uh, af-
Um,
After watching especially last week's episode, so I've been a big fan of basketball. But one of the things I didn't never liked about basketball, especially in the age of social media, is the argument of who's better between LeBron and
Kobe, LeBron, or
Hmm.
Jordan.
yeah. So I never really participated in it because everybody has their opinion, and I think each player played in a different era. It's like
Yeah,
comparing apples to oranges.
yeah, for sure.
um, but one thing I will say, I mean, I'm probably a little biased because I'm from Chicago, and but the Bulls are my favorite team. But after watching the last dance, especially the last episode, I will say that I would skew in Jordan's favor a little bit, only because he had like this kind of mentality where he wanted to be the best, and he didn't give a fuck what he did. He
Yeah,
was
Hmm.
you never hear that about LeBron. Like LeBron's teammates, they like leave, like Kyrie Irving,
yeah.
they go, or it just doesn't work out. But Michael Jordan, it's like, oh no, you're gonna get better, or else you're
Hmm.
gonna get, punched in the jaw like Steve
Yeah.
Kerr.
Yep.
So I
I
just
don't,
like, what were you gonna say?
I never considered Kobe like. I mean, he obviously one of the best of all time, no doubt. But I never considered him the best because, like, if you look at his rookie year, I think, and then his sophomore year, like he put up like terrible numbers, especially his rookie year. It was terrible, terrible. And like Jordan was putting up numbers from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
But Jordan actually played in college. Kobe came straight out
Yeah.
of high school. So I mean, and Kobe had a way longer career because he wasn't out
Yeah,
Yeah.
smoking. He wasn't out smoking and partying in Vegas every like every weekend.
yeah, that is
But you're right. But you're right. Like there's still like I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, there will never be, or there isn't any other player like Jordan's the GOAT for me, hands down. I know it's
the,
debatable. People argue it, but for me,
yeah.
Jordan is the GOAT.
Yeah,
The
and I
only
hate.
thing I would argue, like for example, for LeBron, like I'm not saying LeBron is the goat by any means, but what I will say is LeBron, because like everybody says Jordan, he scored the most, he was even defensive player of the year, blah blah. Like has LeBron done the same thing? Like I mean, LeBron was defensive player of the year what a few years in a row.
Yeah,
But the thing like for LeBron, I would say is like it's harder to defend now than it was back then. Because
yeah.
back
Because
then you could
there's
fucking push, you could fucking put your arm
oh
out,
man, oh yeah. You
dude,
could
you
you
could
could
play
you could
dirty as
you could
fuck, no one
clothesline.
talking shit.
You could throw
Yeah, dude,
haymakers.
And
exactly.
people
Like
and people weren't as athletic back then. But if you take an
so, like
athlete to back,
Yeah. But see, but the counter argument to that is that like you're right, like it was a way tougher league back then, but it's actually harder to defend now because you can't touch anyone.
right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of like it's an offensive minded league now. Now it's like it's
Right.
all offense oriented, just like the NFL. It's all about like just I mean, because in the end, it's entertainment. It's what do people want to see? Nobody wants honestly like personally, watching the Spurs and the Jazz, I'll enjoy it. But some people are not going to enjoy a final score of 88 to 83, you know?
some people don't tune in to watch the fundamentals.
Exactly.
Right. But see, like what I'm saying is like on in Jordan's defense, he's probably the best scorer of all time because like due to the hardcore
Yeah,
defense you were able to play back then, and for him to be
exactly.
able to score as much
Yeah,
as he did, like that's in his favor. But
yeah,
on the other hand, when we're talking about defense, you can go as far as saying LeBron is a better defender than
yes.
Jordan
Because,
because
yeah.
the you can't touch anybody. You literally cannot touch anybody now without getting a foul.
And LeBron
So
is a lockdown defender.
right,
So yeah, you're right.
exactly.
But, and so yeah, like I said, there's only two players that come close or that I would I'll entertain the argument. And that's Kobe and LeBron. But you know what?
Mhm.
This is not a basketball podcast. This isn't an ESPN podcast.
Yeah. But I will say, like, that was the most impressive thing to me. I mean, I always knew that he wanted to be the best, but when you hear it from his own mouth and what he was willing to, like, he made his team better. Like, there was no pussyfooting with him. He's like, we're winning.
Oh man, like and then the stories about when like when they played the Wizards and
Uh,
some rando no one scored like 36 points and the
uh,
Bulls lost, and then the guy told him good game, Mike, and apparently that was like enough for him to like
yeah, yeah,
I need to destroy this guy. So the next time they play, they're like I'm gonna score what he had in the first half of the game, and he
uh,
did it. He had like 36 points in the half, and his
yeah.
sole purpose was just to embarrass this other guy, which he did.
It's Mike.
And
Mike was I mean, Mike was real petty,
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah,
super petty.
you hear all these arguments. You hear all these people saying like he's an asshole, and it's true. But
He is an ass.
I mean, look how great of a player it made him.
it's
But that's the
true.
thing, though. You gotta be. I feel like you have to be somewhat of an asshole to have that
Even
killer instinct.
even when he's playing like quarters or that game where you got to throw the quarter against the
Oh
wall,
yeah, against his
he's play,
security guard.
yeah, he's playing a security guard. And he's like, no, hold on, we're gonna keep playing, we're gonna keep playing. They're like, oh no, the security's like, oh, I'm good, man, I'm good. Like, no, we're gonna keep going.
He's playing against people who he pays, so he's basically just trying to win his own money back. Like,
Exactly,
there's,
exactly. So
So
everything's double or nothing for him.
uh,
so no, I was telling my wife this the other day. Because I was watching the episode where they're talking about his shoes and how like Nike, he pretty much made Nike,
Yeah.
oh
Oh yeah. How
uh,
how Adidas wanted him, but they were
but
like a
couldn't.
wreck. They were just too
Yeah,
fucked up at the time. And then was it
and then
Converse?
Converse,
Converse is like, nah, we already have like
everybody,
they had Bird, they had
no, it was
Johnson,
oh
and
yeah,
they're
it
like
was covered. Yeah.
and they're like, oh, we don't see him, like it's already saturated. We already got all these stars. We're not gonna be able to make him whatever.
right?
So
Nike was nobody.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
then
I was telling my wife how like when we were I don't know if you I mean we were in grammar school. Like now, obviously now it's a big thing have Jordans.
Hmm.
But like when we were in grammar school, like like now you pretty much get all of them, right? Like you can get like I mean they release them at times, but you can pretty much get like whichever version of Jordan you want, like the Jordans you want.
Hmm.
Back then, remember I don't know if you remember Tony. I know Mom was might be a little young for this, but they would only come out and that's it. Like they were like for example like the Jordan 2s were out this time, and that's
Yeah.
all you could get. You couldn't get the ones. You couldn't get like you couldn't get any of the other ones.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you'd have to wait for them to like cycle back around with
Right.
like a different
Well,
colorway,
the
kind of
thing is
like
like
Disney. They put
well
it
the
in the
thing is that they
vaults.
didn't back then they didn't because they were original. Like they were the first ones to come out. They didn't have any other colors.
Yeah.
It was like that's the only one you can get. And so all my friends, all my friends had money because I went to private school,
Damn
like in
privilege
grammar
ass
school.
motherfucker.
Well, I mean, the thing is, my parents put me in private, but they didn't have that much money. Like they just
Uh-huh.
put me in private because that's all they could afford. Like it was like if they were going to spend money, they were going to spend money on my school, not like on anything else.
My
Your mom still put you in private school.
Yeah.
hmm
So,
hmm
but
even though you
you're
try
not
to
buying me Jordans.
even though you try to play it off like she wasn't fronting,
Yeah,
she
Nope.
like you
wasn't
were.
she
I
wasn't
didn't. I said I was paying out of pocket. I didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
say
You were
whose
like,
my
pocket.
parents.
even though you're like times are tough on paid for school. Little did we know. I mean, you weren't paid for it.
Hmm.
And times are tough. And
Anyways,
technically,
Corey's.
I do pay for school with somebody else's money because I'm the one that
I think
signs
gr-
the bill and shit.
growing up when I was in grade school, my favorite struggle brand for sneakers was British Knights. I used to
Oh,
love those.
but anyway, like I was saying, so like all my friends bought Jordans, and my parents would never buy me because at the time, like Jordans were what like $90 at the time. Even
Yeah,
then, that shit's expensive as
that's
fuck
a lot. Oh yeah, it was a shitload.
in 1993. You know what I'm saying? Or 94. That shit's a lot of fucking money, man. And I remember I used to beg my parents, everybody's got Jordans. Everybody's got Jordans. I need Jordans. No, 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 no. Finally, one day we went to Nike Town, downtown. Me and my dad.
Oh,
We went to Nike Town.
that
He
doesn't
asked,
exist anymore either. Oh
I
wait,
know it doesn't.
yes, yes it does. Yes it does.
Well,
The
it
one on
does, but I don't
Michigan.
think it's called Nike Town anymore.
I don't think it's the same one.
I think it's just a Nike store or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, uh, it's we went to Nike Town, and my dad asked if they had Jordans because he was gonna buy me some, and I was with him, but they didn't have my size. And like I said, back then you could only get the one. It's not like they had like, for example, I don't. I mean, I'm just using an example. I don't remember which ones they were, but let's just say the Jordan
Just tell me
fives were the ones.
the year and I'll tell you.
Hmm.
I mean, fuck, I don't remember the year, dude. I was a kid. I was probably like 12. I would say like 90, what, 95,
So those were the
more or less.
Jordan 10s.
All right. Let's just say, for argument's sake, they were the Jordan 10s.
Those are
Now,
my
those are the
least
only ones.
favorite. You wanted those ugly
Those
ass
were,
shoes?
those were the those were the only ones you could get. You couldn't get the nines, right? You 'cause
Hmm.
they didn't make them anymore. You'd only be able to get the tens. These are the only ones that were released at the time. So and they didn't have my size. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I mean that was my only chance. They didn't have my size and I missed out and I never had Jordans. To this day, I have never owned a pair of Jordans. Not
Really?
just because I'm not gonna spend the money on them. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's just I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm an adult. I gotta pay out of my pocket. I'm not paying $100 or more for shoes. Fuck that.
When I was a little kid, like younger than 10, it was just me and my younger sister. There was just two of us for a while. And my old man, he would uh he would hook it up. He would get like hammered drunk, and then we would take the bus to. We never went to Foot Locker or any like Nike store. We would go to like I don't know if it's still there, but it's this Asian owned shoe store that was on Cermak and Western, right where that Toys R Us used to be. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
Yeah,
So right next to
vaguely,
that
but yes.
right next to that Toys R Us at Cermak and Western, there was a shoe store owned by this Chinese family. I don't know if they're Chinese, this Asian family. And it was called Diana's. It was Diana's shoes. And every time you get paid, we would go there and I would get a fresh pair of Jordans. So if you see pictures of me when I was a kid,
Hmm.
I like have pairs of fours, every
So
Jordan.
if it was an Asian store, they probably weren't
There
original. They
is
probably weren't real. Some
That is
that
knockoffs. They're
is
irrelevant.
knockoffs.
that is very possible, but also I do not think China was capable of producing the knockoffs that they are now.
The fuck are you talking about? All the shoes were made in China back then.
That
They
is
might have been
true.
they might have been like original
They
technically, but
were
because they weren't sold through Nike, they were sold
they
like
were
side
called
like
they
black
are what
market. That's how you
they
got
are
it.
called what we called authentic replicas.
Yes.
Exactly. They are genuine copies.
We don't like to use that fake term around here. They are genuine replicas.
Replicas.
I know we're like 40 minutes into the podcast, but I just want to give our YouTube viewers a heads up. Um, what you guys are seeing of me is a still. If you look in that little top right hand corner, that's my live video. I couldn't put my video up for everybody to see, so you'll just have to deal with it. But that's what I look like anyway, so you guys don't have to see
That's
me.
all right. They don't tune in to see you, anyways.
Yeah.
So when the world opens back up, where is the first place you guys are going?
I want to go back to the movies. That's you know what? I want to go to a diner. I want to go to Huck Finn's and get me a bowl of cream of chicken soup and some fries. That's it. Nothing
What
fancy.
what about you,
I want to go.
Junkyard?
Yeah, I need to go to a restaurant. I don't know which one yet, but I need to go to a restaurant.
It doesn't have to go to even fancy. I'd go to Huck Finn, a
So
local
so
diner.
so I've heard that that as they open stuff back up, they're gonna do it with certain new guidelines, like restaurants gonna open up at like limited capacity, and they're gonna have to implement like some more measures to keep people
Right.
safe and whatever all that bullshit is, and they're gonna allow gatherings of like up to 10 people,
Uh,
Hmm.
which is kind of exciting because that means we're bringing back the MySpace top 8 in real in real life. So now we're gonna
Yeah.
see who people's real life top 8 is.
Well,
Be like, hey
the good
man, you
thing
want
is,
to hang out? Oh, sorry man, my group is full. I can't. I already got my top 10. I can't add any more.
I can only fit like 8 people in my basement. So
So
when we
your
watch
your
fights,
basement
I'm
your
Gucci.
basement was made for this.
yeah, but
Yes, it was.
you were already doing the capacity before this. You would
Yeah, it was
always
great.
like
So so
Now I have a real. Now I have an actual like another reason to keep it limited.
Junkyard is a trailblazer. He was ahead of his time.
Junkyard would always not invite our friend Pikachu because we were at capacity.
Which we were at capacity.
It,
We can't put
it
that before him.
didn't it didn't matter if there was just 4 people down there. He's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're full. We're peak capacity. One more and
That's
it's
not
a
true.
fire. Yeah, you were like, one
Well,
more and it's a fire hazard.
It's like one more and the fire marshal comes a knocking.
what was I gonna say?
I just bought this house. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, I need to go. Yeah, two places I want to go: movie theater and restaurant. But restaurant number one because I've already I've already made do without the movie theater. So obviously my TV is pretty big, right? I have a great surround sound. Movies are I've um have access to,
Hmm.
and I figured out how to make movie theater popcorn exactly
Oh,
like in the theater. I bought the necessary items to make movie theater popcorn. So I've got the popcorn, I've got the what do you call it the
the setup.
surroundings like yeah the setup. What more do I need?
Yeah,
You
I'm
know what I'm
excited
saying?
for.
So,
I'm excited for restaurants.
but restaurants are my number one. Movie theater number two. I think last episode we talked about maybe AMC shutting down. It turns out Amazon may buy them out.
That I am excited for because that means that if I buy tickets with my Amazon Prime card, I get 5% back, just like Whole
Me
Foods.
too. That makes
And I am
total
all
sense.
for that.
I just don't know what
So yeah,
type of what kind of things they would change. You know,
right, exactly. It might not.
Jeff Bezos likes to dip his hands
We
in
might say
change.
goodbye to $6 Tuesdays.
Oh no.
Uh, so you never know. Maybe movie prices might go up too. So we don't know if this is gonna be a good thing or a bad thing yet. But I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, definitely movie theaters. But did you? I mean, I don't know if did you guys see? I sent you guys that article about Universal. Did you guys see what they're
That
pulling?
Yeah, yeah. I talk about how Universal's not playing any other. How they want to do like they want to do a
AM
simul. They would no. Then Universal started out. They wanted to do a simultaneous
Right.
uh theater and streaming releases, and then
Yeah.
like AMC lost their shit.
yeah.
AMC and Regal.
Regal,
the
yeah.
two biggest movie theater chains in
So
the
they're
United
like,
States were like,
they're like,
"Fuck
fuck you,
you,
Universal.
Universal.
We ain't playing none
We're
of
not
your
gonna show
shit.
any more of your movies." Yeah.
Oh no, where am I going to
Which,
go see Trolls World Tour now?
well, they own Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I know that.
So all that means is I can just watch Fast and Furious from the comfort of my home on
But,
release day.
but at the same time, like, should I really be spending money to go see Fast and Furious? I saw the
Yes,
trailer for the
that
last one.
answer. No, that answer is yes. You should.
I saw the trailer for the most recent one.
Which one? The Hobbs and Shaw?
No, the one that was
I
supposed to
still
come
watch
out.
that.
Remember the
Oh,
one that
the
was
new.
supposed the dude with the
Oh yeah,
trailer
yeah,
for
yeah, that looks pretty good.
what that looks pretty good with fucking Vin Diesel. It instead of stepping on the brakes and not going over a cliff, he decides to ride at a bridge, somehow get
Yes,
a rope caught in his axle, and use
yes.
that rope.
Fan fucking tastic. I am here
Have
for
you not
all
watched
that.
any of the other Fast and Furious movies?
To swing
Are
a
you surprised that this is?
eight cylinder muscle car across a cliff
Do
onto
you
the
not
next
remember?
ledge.
Do you not remember when they were in like Abu Dhabi and they drove a supercar from one building to another building?
Yeah,
Dude,
but I don't know.
do you remember when they were in
Abu
Brazil? They were
Dhabi.
dragging a fucking like 1 ton bank vault behind them over down the streets of Rio de Janeiro. What the fuck are you talking about, Mamba?
I don't know. He
I just
just gets. At what point is Vin Diesel just gonna just fly into space?
we'll have
Dude,
to wait
he
and
has.
see.
Did you watch Bloodshot?
Have I watched Bloodshot? No. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to watch his shit unless it's Fast and Furious.
Hmm.
The only good
Yeah,
movie
that's
he's ever made, he's only made 3 good movies. One being the Fast and Furious saga or whatever you want to
Two
call it, the
Pitch
collection.
Black.
Pitch Black
Yes,
is
2
what
Pitch
is
Black,
his best movie.
3 Boiler Room. That's it. Only
What
Vin
about
Diesel movies worth
I
watching.
thought Riddick was pretty good.
the
Riddick was
second
okay.
one?
It
The
was
second
decent.
one.
I mean, I think Pitch Black was really
But
good.
even I'll consider Chronicles of Riddick and whatever those all into the Pitch Black like series.
Okay.
No,
So
you
those
can't
3
put.
Pitch Black,
Don't
Pitch
sully Pitch
Black,
Black with those shitty
Fast and the
sequels.
Furious, and Boiler Room. Only 3 Vin Diesel movies worth watching.
No, he has one more. It is called
What?
the Iron Giant. Granted,
He's not in that.
he did
No,
appear. He is in it. His
he is
voice
in
is
no.
Well,
in
you
it.
can see that by Guardians of
He
the Galaxy too.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Those don't
So okay,
those don't
so
count.
here's the new order. For number 1 is Pitch Black. Number 2 is any movie that Dominic Toretto is in. And 3, the voice work of Vin Diesel. Those are the 3 best
No,
movies.
Boiler Room is better than most of those. Have you
I haven't
watched
seen
Boiler
Boiler
Room?
Room. I have to put it on my list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
it's with
go on
Giovanni
my list.
Ribisi,
So
young Ben Affleck.
have you guys speaking of watching good shit, have you guys seen Outer Banks?
No, but you
No,
told us. Are you going to
It's
tell us
really good.
about it?
Outer Banks is really good. You guys should check it out.
Well, just don't say
what
that.
show?
You gotta sell the audience on it. Maybe they want to watch it.
All right, so it's about a group of these kids, teenagers, and
Angsty youth.
well, there are some angsty youth, yeah. So
Like
they
The
basically
Outsiders?
live. So one of them, his dad like disappeared, and they never found out what happened to him, and he was searching for this treasure, sunken treasure, and so the premise of the show was like his son is trying to like figure out what happened to his dad while simultaneously like trying to finish what he started, trying to find this treasure, and it's really good. Great acting, great writing, phenomenal show. A lot better than I thought it would be. I just watched it because I'm running out of shit to watch. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'll watch Outer Banks. Dude, shit was good.
I think the question is during these past couple of months is what won't you watch? I think anything that pops up on your Netflix, you should check this out. You'll watch it. You're like,
I am
Exactly.
I am a Netflix marketer's wet dream. Anything they throw on there on like the recommended for you, I will watch.
You know what I've been watching. So I finished watching Friday Night Lights because I showed that to my wife because and she loved it. It's like
That
one of
show
her
is
favorite shows now.
fantastic.
It is Mamba. If you haven't watched Friday Night Lights, watch
Friday Night Lights. Great
Everybody that
show.
I have put on Friday Night Lights loves it.
He did put
But
me
anyway,
on.
I'll take your word for it.
Yes. No, you gotta watch it. Right,
All right, I'll
Tony?
watch it one day.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
in
got
my
Michael B.
queue.
Jordan. It made Michael B. Jordan made his start in that show. That was his first thing
No,
that he ever did.
no, it's not
So
the
did
first thing he ever did. It's not the first
so
thing he
did
ever did. First thing he
so
ever
did
did
Tim
was
Riggins.
The Wire.
That dude, Friday Night Lights came out way before The Wire did.
Hell no, it did come out before the.
Yeah,
In
it
The
did.
Wire, he was like a little kid. The Wire was like
Oh,
two.
actually, no, I'm lying. He did Hardball before that.
Oh shit, we were both wrong.
He did Hardball. That's right, because he was even smaller in Hardball.
His brother was that kid that got shot, right?
No, I don't think he didn't have a brother in Hardball. He was the kid that joined the gang because he couldn't play because he was too old.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And that same
but anyway,
kid showed up in The Wire,
I'm looking at. Let's see
and
which
then
one
he
came out
went
first. But
back
anyway,
to, and then he went back to sports, and he played football in Friday Night Lights.
yep.
Ah,
All right, yeah. So we were both wrong. He came out in Hardball first, then The Wire, then Friday Night Lights.
well, this is it. All right, this isn't a Michael B. Jordan podcast.
This
But
is
anyway,
not a movie podcast.
watch Friday Night Lights. He's really good in that. Anyway, so I started watching. You know what else I started rewatching? Tony will appreciate this. I started rewatching because I'm showing this to my wife. Nip Tuck.
Ooh, that is also
Now
a
that
fantastic
show,
show.
yes,
I remember.
that show is great.
Yeah, I think you put me on that one too because I didn't have cable
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah, I
So I
did.
think you had to download. I had to download it.
Yeah, you did, or you watched it maybe online or something. I don't remember
No,
how you
because
watched it. But yeah,
online streaming was shit. I had to actually go to go to a torrent, go to like Pirate Bay and get like the 720p
you had to go
download.
on Kazaa and download it or LimeWire.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, it's I've been going back and watching old shows more not for myself but for my wife so she can like
You
watch
know what's a
some different stuff.
you
I'm,
know
I'm
what's a
thinking about
great
putting her on
show?
True Blood.
Ooh, True Blood. You should, but only watch it up to like season 4, because after that it
Yeah,
goes. That
Yeah, it gets shit.
once that writer strike hits, it's like they never fucking recovered. It was just
Yeah, I know
complete
it got pretty
garbage.
terrible.
it went south
I finished
fast.
watching it just
Same with you guys ever watch Entourage?
I've heard.
I've
Yeah,
watched
I
like
know
I
what
think I
it
watched part
is.
of it.
Yeah,
Oh man, Entourage, fan fucking tastic. Up until like when the writer strike hit, I think it was like season 5, and it just went to fucking shit. But man, the first 4 seasons, phenomenal. Highly
You know what I
recommend them.
think about watching Westworld? I haven't watched Westworld.
I've heard
I
good
I've
think
heard
things.
that's
good
good.
things. Yeah.
You know what is a good show? I will spread the word, and I can't take credit for this because a lot of times when we watch TV, me and my girlfriend, she's picking what she wants because I come alive at night when she goes to bed. That's what I.
That's
That's
when
what
you're
I
a
want.
Viking. That's when I'm a
Yeah,
Viking.
that's what I do. That's what I do when I want. I watch what I want. But while she's awake, I'll let her watch her shows like Catfish. One show that she's been watching that is really good and it's super funny is on HBO. It's called Insecure. That show is hilarious.
That
Really?
sounds familiar. Who's in that? I think I saw the trailer for that.
I don't know.
It's some chick, right?
Yes, Jeff Garrett, it is some chick.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
I forget her name. But it is a hilariously written show. I guess the main character is a woman. So I had
Oh
a,
yeah. I
I
know
had
what you're
a,
talking about now.
I had a sour taste in my mouth because the last show like that was HBO's
Is it is it
Girls.
is it the chick from what's Step Brothers?
No, this the main character's she's black,
Oh, okay. I think of another show then maybe.
but it's so like remember Girls with Lena Dunham? How it was
No, I
based.
didn't
Unfor-
watch that. I
unfor-
refuse to watch that because of Lena Dunham
I actually did
specifically
watch
because she's
that,
in it.
and unfortunately, yes, I do remember.
How it was just about like 4 white girls living in New York, and there was like
Hmm.
never any black people in the show,
And the only time that they did nudity was when Lena Dunham decided to get naked.
and nobody wanted.
Nobody, yeah, the only time she got naked was like when she wanted to, and nobody asked for it.
Yeah. So I guess Insecure is kind of like that. It's a show about a 20-something-year-old living her life.
Oh, it's got the chick from Photograph.
I don't know what that is.
That movie, that love movie. Whatever.
Anyways,
Anyway, go ahead.
just
It's got
watch
the
it.
dude from Atlanta,
Oh yeah.
Lakeith Stayfield or whatever.
I know he's not in there.
No.
Joker.
Not, he's in the movie The Photograph with her,
Oh, okay. I thought you were
the
gonna say
main character of Insecure.
I thought you were gonna say he's insecure. I was like, no, that's another
No,
black guy. You get your black
he's
guys mixed up.
that's racist, Mamba.
I'm saying that I thought that's what you were doing.
No, no, but I do like Lakeith Stayfield. He's good. He's really good. He comes out in Atlanta. He was in The Photograph, which was not terrible.
He's been in a lot of
He
different. He
came
was
out in
in
something
Get
else
Out,
really good
Get
recently.
Out.
Oh, Knives Out. He was really good in Knives
Yeah,
Out.
Knives Out, Get Out. But
Oh, that's right. He was in Get Out. Yeah.
that is a
He also
show.
he was
That
in
is
that
a.
one movie that I haven't watched yet. It's called Sorry for Bothering You, right?
I
Right?
saw it. It was
Was it good?
interesting. It was different.
Oh.
That is one show I recommend. I mean, since everybody's recommending shows, watch HBO's Insecure. It's hilarious.
I also watched Dave. It's also great.
If you're a fan of Little Dicky.
You should, if you're not a fan of Little Dicky, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast or be alive, because Little Dicky's the man. Little Dicky's the best rapper of our time.
Have either of you guys broke quarantine yet?
What do you mean by breaking quarantine? Does
Like,
going to the store for essentials
No,
consider
it's
no,
breaking
not.
quarantine?
doing
Oh,
something
then no.
like. So you've been sticking pretty hard to it, Joker.
I've been sticking hard. The closest thing that I've gotten to breaking quarantine is standing out on my deck and talking to my neighbors, but they're on their deck,
Uh,
so we don't
you
actually make
haven't gone to
contact.
visit. You haven't gone to visit your mom or anything.
So I went to see my mom, but I did not, like, she was behind her door. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? So like I saw her behind her door, but like I didn't make contact. I didn't step foot inside her house.
are you
Like
lying
I
to me,
went up to her.
Joker?
Huh? No,
Are you
I'm not
lying to
lying.
me?
I swear to God. Hand to God. The way my mom and my mom and I usually interact is like, so if she wants to give me something, she'll leave it on her back porch,
Uh,
and if I want to give her something, I'll leave it on the back porch. But she usually opens the door and like says hi to me via the door, like she's inside her house, or she waves out the window or whatever. But like we do not like make
do you think?
physical contact.
Do you think she's going?
We don't even get within like we're usually further than 6 feet away.
So you've been adhered to it pretty well then.
Yeah, like I said, the closest thing I've gotten to breaking quarantine is um well, my neighbors, like, they stand on their deck and I'll stand on my deck. And that's pretty much about it. Like we don't get close, but we're outside and we're like talking and whatnot. But like that's it.
Hmm.
Um,
I am
I've gone to the
impressed,
store. I've gone to the store a few times, so like I obviously go grocery shopping because that's
but
a
you have to.
necessity.
You have to go
Right,
to the store.
right. Today I went to UPS, but
Uh,
only because I bought my wife a birthday gift. Her birthday's in March, and as you guys can see, we're in May. And like
so
I'm on
was it a late birthday gift?
no. I bought it for her in March for her birthday, but I got
Uh,
her so I bought her two Pandora charms, and one charm was not for her bracelet, and they gave you 60 days to return it because of the whole COVID shit. So
yeah.
I've been holding off and holding off and holding off and holding off, and today I was like, man, dude, if I don't return this shit, like now I'm never gonna get my money back because I'm gonna hit the 60 days. So I uh I had to bite the bullet and I went to the UPS store to drop it off. I literally just walked in and like handed it to them.
You know, you can just for UPS, you can just go to your local consumer value store and drop it off there.
There's no consumer value stores around me.
Oh,
The
because that's where
closest
I
one's
go.
probably the one
Cause
by your house.
oh, okay, yeah, because I had some shit I had to return, and
Isn't
I
that
was
what they?
like,
Yeah, they did with that. That's what they did with the photo kiosk, right? I mean, might as well do something with it. Nobody's pretty photo.
well, yeah,
Um,
some of them are but the one by my house, like you just go to the front or
Uh,
anyone like, hey, I'm just dropping this off UPS, and they're like,
oh,
okay.
I also went to Home Depot today to pick up my lawnmower.
I thought you already had it.
No, I ordered it fucking God knows how long ago. I never got it till I just barely got it today.
They were charging the battery.
No, I had to charge that shit when I got home, which charged hella quick. But no, but I had to go over there. I had to pick it up and I bought paint for my deck because my deck's starting to peel. So I had to paint the deck. which is gonna be not fun.
How does it feel having to keep up with a house?
It's fucking terrible. It is fucking terrible. I was telling my wife this the other day because we were looking at the so we planted some like we she wanted to plant some like plants that grow shit. I mean like vegetables and shit and like
All right, yeah,
peppers.
vegetables. That's those are plants that
Yeah, well,
grow
she wanted like
shit.
we planted some
Hmm.
cucumber, we planted some
It's like
peppers.
she wanted to put some plants that grow shit. You mean vegetables?
or just
Exactly.
plants in general.
Yeah, because that's what plants do.
And like
She's looking for a
and
specific type of plant. Yeah, one that grows shit.
um and like so I had to plant that shit and like I had to buy like shit to like to plant it with and like to water it and stuff. Like, I had to buy a hose and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, and then when I bought the lawnmower, and I'm like, man, there's so many fucking expenses that I wouldn't have at my mom's house. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I told her I
Mhm.
was like, man, can we just move? Can we just move back? Like, I don't want to have to pay for all this shit. Cause dude, it's expensive. Like, if it wasn't for like the stimulus check and like a
Yeah,
little bit, like some of the money I had saved, dude, I'd be fucking hurting.
because you bought a Tesla lawnmower,
Yeah,
correct?
I could have bought a okay, granted, I could have bought a cheaper lawnmower, but hey, man, go big or go home. You know what I'm saying?
And also, you didn't need. You do not. You do not require. You don't have the land necessary for a gas lawnmower.
Right,
So
right. So, like I said, it's I made do with what I had, and it just and then like so the deck started peeling, right? The deck started peeling, and I was like, okay, so I haven't put my grill out. I have a grill
mhm.
in my garage. It's not built. I'm kind of I'm trying to hold off as like far as I can get till Tony can come over and help me build it because we have a tradition where we build grills together.
Mhm.
This would be grill number 3 that we would be building together. But I'm holding off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold out. I might just have to build it on my own and bite the bullet. But anyway, I want to paint my deck before I build it because my fucking dude, it looks terrible. So when I bought the house, what I've only been here since December, so it's not that long ago.
And it
What
started
6 months,
peeling as soon as you moved in.
pretty much. The deck paint. I don't know if they painted it with like indoor paint,
Uh,
but it's the fucking like the deck is both my deck because there's like 2 decks. There's a like the deck like that's like directly behind me. And there's one like a little small like
Mhm.
platform deck that's by my garage. Both of them are peeling hard as fuck, and it's like man, that looks like shit. And if I'm gonna put the grill out, I want to paint it so that way it's painted, and then I have to move the grill once it's built. Like I'm gonna build the grill once it's painted, ready to go. And it's like, god damn, like I gotta fucking paint I have to go buy paint, and deck paint's not cheap. Like regular wall paint, like indoor wall paint, will cost you maybe like 12 or 50, depending what kind of paint you get, depending on what brand and whatnot. But like around, give or take, $15 a gallon. Outdoor deck paint costs anywhere from 36 to $40 a fucking
God
gallon
damn.
Yeah, per
for
gallon.
fucking outdoor deck. A gallon, all right? That's just one can.
Uh,
That's expensive as fuck. Okay, I have 2 decks that I have to paint, so I bought 2 gallons. Again, I figure I can probably get away with a gallon a deck because I'm not painting the whole thing. I might have a little bit left over, which I could probably save for when the rest of it starts peeling. I could like go over that. But 40 fucking dollars, like that's $80 worth of fucking paint I had to buy for that goddamn deck. Fuck
Mhm.
this bullshit, dude.
Are you livid?
Dude, I am
you,
fucking crazy livid. Fucking fuck home ownership. Fuck living on your own. Tony, good on you. Stay home with your parents.
Mhm.
you
Mooch
should
off them until they die.
you should drink that paint in protest.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, this shit sucks. Like I said, and this thing's like my house isn't big and it's not luxurious. Could you just imagine if it was? Fuck. Fuck that. Fuck this
So
place.
your house, when you bought your house, it was in a fairly good condition. Like there was nothing really wrong with it. How do you
No,
how
there's
do you
nothing
how do you think if
so this is the thing. There's
Mhm.
nothing was wrong with it. But little things here and there I noticed are shit. So this, I'm gonna do my gripe right now because this is actually part of my gripe.
I didn't ask you, I didn't ask you to do that, sir.
Wake the fuck up.
So the owner of the house that sold me this house, like
He catfished you.
he he did not kind of catfish me. So there were things that like I didn't like. I mean, I didn't notice were wrong until like I moved in and like because you start seeing little things here and there. Nothing like so far it hasn't been anything major, but this one thing has been the fucking pain in my ass. So like I said, we just planted a few plants. Right, we made a little garden. What do
Uh,
plants need? They need two things
Water and sunlight.
exactly. Sunlight. That's natural. We've got plenty of that. Sunlight, perfect. What else they need? Water. What do I not have to put out there?
a hose.
A hose or which is fine. I ordered a hose. I got the hose. But guess what else I don't have?
You don't have
Where to connect the fucking hose.
a.
Mm.
I do okay, so this is the thing. I have it, but it's like all fucked up. So they like fucking rig the fuck out of this hose like pipe. There's a pipe that goes from the inside of my basement to the out to outback, but they like connected it all weird and like it was broken. So when I went to go turn the water on to see if it worked, this fucking water started squirting out of the side of the fucking pipe. Like
Ooh.
not even through like the hose, like the
uh,
valve. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I looked. The hose is like it was attached by like what's called these shark bite couplers.
Mm-hmm.
So it broke. I guess it broke off. So it comes out of the pipe. It doesn't come out of the fucking out of the valve. So now, and the pipes are different sizes, and now it's like, and it's the pipe is really close to the wall. This is why, Mom, I messaged earlier our coworker to see if he had a
oh, is
copper
that
pipe
why?
cutter, because it is super close to the wall. So now I gotta go buy a fucking pipe cutter. I gotta buy copper pipe. I gotta put this shit back together so I can get fucking water out to to my fucking hose so I can water the goddamn plants. Right now, I had to buy a cheap little like water thing, like a little like what do you call those? Little things you tilt you put water in, you
Oh,
tilt
well,
it
yeah,
for the
bucket like a pail or
like yeah, like a watering pail for
yeah,
for
watering
plants.
pail.
Yeah, like I bought like a little like $4 one from like Menards.
So you can water your
But it's a
plants and
pain in
grow
the ass
shit.
because right. It's a pain in the ass because you gotta fill that bitch up, right? And then like I gotta water the front and the back. So like for you to like you gotta make like 3 trips for you to get a decent water. And it's like, dude, I just
It's
when you just plug the fucking hose and turn it on and boom,
yeah.
you're done.
It's enough to make you say fuck those plants, right?
Pretty much. So like,
Get you some
but like,
plastic plants.
but I can't say fuck the plants because my wife wants them. You know what I'm saying?
Tell,
So like, it's like God.
we'll hand her that pail and get the water in.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but it's still like I gotta fix that. That really pisses me off that I have to fix that shit. Like that's just another expenditure. You know what I'm saying? I looked at the parts like for the pipes. It's not that expensive. What's the most expensive is the fucking so the parts for me to actually fix it is like $20. Not that bad, right? $20, not terrible. But the pipe cutter that I need because it's such a tight fit, right? I can't just use a regular pipe cutter.
Uh,
Costs $20 just for that fucking pipe cutter. That's
that you probably
$40 for me to
that
fix that just to get some fucking water to those goddamn plants.
that you probably only use one time. Like how?
Exactly. That I only use one time to do this bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit.
I
Fuck
guess it.
the owner of this, or the old owner of this place. Fuck him. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. Fuck this.
I guess.
Hell no, motherfuckers! Wake the fuck up.
I guess these are things you need to notice when you're like buying a house, right?
Well, see, that's the thing though. It's when I bought it, it was winter. I'm not gonna turn the fucking water on. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh
fucking
yeah.
like it's like cold as fuck out there. I'm not gonna and plus the water valve was shut off because it was winter. So I'm not gonna turn the water on in the inside to be able to use the hose on the outside to test it, you know what I'm saying? So like it's like shit like that. Like you know what else could be wrong, which I don't even know because it was winter, is my air conditioner. I don't know if my air conditioning works. I'm dreading
So
that it's
you'll
not
fi-
gonna work.
so if it works or if it doesn't work, you'll find out.
Right. Because I couldn't
You'll
same
find
that
out
same
soon
thing.
enough.
You can't test if so I can't I bought the house in the winter. The heat was on when I came to view to see it and when we did the inspection. If the heat is on, you cannot turn the air conditioner on because it'll fuck shit up. It like bursts the pipes. You cannot have the heat and the air running at the same time. You have to like let the air turn or the heat turn off for like a while and then you can turn the air on.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't test the air conditioner, so I have no idea if that fucking air conditioner works. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing, my hot water heater is starting to like drip. That shit's gonna need to be replaced in at least a year, I'm guessing. So I got, it's just shit like that, man. It's like, fuck. Why didn't anybody tell me this shit before I like?
Moral of
Why
the
didn't anybody
story
say like you
is
gotta do
don't buy
all
a
this
house,
shit?
kids. Just become a
Yeah,
squatter. Just
What did
squat
you?
the rest
be a
of your life.
squatter. Go like stay
What
with home
did?
with your parents.
What did your mom do? Like with stuff around her house?
Well, my mom's got money. She doesn't have to worry, and not just that, but she's got a rich ass boyfriend who pays for everything. Like she doesn't have like she worries about these things,
Uh,
but she doesn't have to worry as much as I do because I'm poor. You see what I'm saying? Rich
Mhm.
people or people that have more money than I have worry less because they have the money to spend on this stuff.
uh,
I don't have money. I'm poor. You know what I'm
so
saying?
it's kind of like when I drive in my car and I hear a noise, so I just decide to turn the music up so I don't hear that noise anymore.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're living like your car like you don't have to really worry about it till your car stops working, right?
That's true.
So here, it's like you kind of have to worry about it because like you can't really live here if like specific things aren't working. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess like the hose thing technically I don't have to worry about, but because my wife wants the plants, I do have to worry about it. But like the air conditioner, for example, when it hits 100 degrees outside and it's like 90 degrees in here, I'm gonna fucking have to worry about it. You
So
know what I'm saying?
so you're either in for a shitty summer or a normal summer.
Yes, exactly. And we
Either
won't find out till it hits fucking 90 outside, I guess, or
either
80.
everything's gonna be okay or you're gonna be in for a very shitty summer.
Yep. And another thing I've been wanting to do. So like I have this thing about like when we bought the house, I wanted a lawn, front lawn, backyard, front yard, lawn. I want to have a nice, but there's weeds, so there's a lot of weeds in the grass, and I wanted to have nice grass. So I started looking into like weed killers to see how much it would cost to like kill some weeds. Do you know how much a weed killer costs?
Yeah, it's just not
No,
cheap.
It's not cheap at all. It's like $40 for a bottle of weed killer. $40 for something decent, at least. You could buy cheap ones, but that shit don't work. Like, what's the
you
point of
know
spending the
what
money if it's not gonna work?
is cheap and just as effective? Fire,
What?
fire. Use fire.
Yeah,
Sco-
if you're doing
So
the lawn, you gotta
so
replant
the
that shit.
the permanent solution is scorched earth.
Uh huh. Throw some salt in it while you're at it,
Hmm.
so
But
nothing
then you
will
won't
grow
have
there.
grass. That defeats the purpose.
Yeah, but you have no weeds either.
Yeah, just do what they do in
But the
California.
point is, I
Just
want
paint the
grass.
dirt. Just paint the dirt green.
Right, the degree.
I mean, I guess I could do it. So I'm gonna see if I'm tired of spending money, man. But like, I don't know. Maybe that's a next year project. But I gotta get like kill the weeds and and like plant grass. That's gonna be I don't know. That's a pain in the ass.
And
But anyway, I'm done talking about this shit.
I was actually looking
Owning a house
forward,
sucks.
or I was actually looking forward to one day not having to rent an apartment and get a house. But now I'm thinking otherwise.
Hmm.
The only plus about like having the house, I guess, is like I don't have to answer to anybody.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I have neighbors and I have to kind of like keep
So what if someone
I
knocks on your
can't really
door?
make too much noise. But like for example, I can like paint whatever I want. I can
well, you don't have to
like we're in
answer
an
your
apartment. You usually have
neighbors.
to ask for permission. Huh?
So what do you do when someone rings your doorbell?
I don't answer.
You just go on your Ring app and like, what do you want?
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, same thing. Like I pretty much like I don't have to worry about. I mean, yeah, even I pay a mortgage, but I don't have to like I can barbecue outside whenever I want. Like in an apartment, you sometimes depending on the apartment, you usually don't have that luxury. To use like the backyard or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I have a washer and dryer. In some apartments, you do, some you don't, depending. You sometimes you go to laundromat. That kind of sucks.
All right. Well,
Um,
I will do the counter argument to your not owning a house thing because my gripe was actually about going to be about having an apartment.
oh, here you do it. Might as well. Fuck it. Go.
Hell no, motherfuckers! Wake the fuck up.
So I've been living in this apartment for 2 years now. Um, and I just signed a lease for the 3rd year. I wasn't too keen on signing a lease again here, but we kind of decided at the last minute, so we decided. But what my gripe is that so my landlord, so our lease was could have come up in June. That was the end of the lease. At the end of April, my landlord was like asking me, he's like, "Hey, do you guys know what you want to do? Do you guys know what you want to do?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to my girlfriend. See what she wants to do. That way we're on the same page." He's like, "All right, that sounds good." Every day that week, he hit me up, but he would use other reasons as an excuse. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And he was like,
Hmm.
"Hey, yeah, we're gonna change the water heater," and he would like call me. I was like, "All right, that's cool." He's like, "By the way, have you
Mm.
guys ever have you guys got any thought to that?" So that was like, it's like, bro, I don't know. And I understand he's running a business, but I don't hear from this guy all year. Like sometimes I have to. It's hard to get a hold of him, and
And
then
now all of a sudden,
uh now he's like blowing my phone up, like we're dating. So there's just something, and like you, I mean, I don't know if you want one, but Joker, you could own a pet. There's no pets allowed here,
Right. Right.
and
And the
I
other thing too is like
it's
can't.
only it's
my
only it it's only no pets allowed if you get caught.
Oh, that's true. Because we were thinking about getting a cat, but I was like, because you can't really hide a dog.
So why don't you
no, they bark too much.
why don't you tell your landlord? Be like, well, I was thinking about it. Maybe if I was able to have a cat, that might convince me a little.
My girlfriend came up with that idea, but after we signed the lease, she was like, "Man, we should
Oh,
go."
Oh,
Because he like,
damn. Because if he was thirsty for you to sign that, you could have
yeah,
been like, well, you're like, no, I don't know. I'm looking at this other place because they allow cats.
because yeah,
You would
he
have been
was
like, oh, you could have a cat.
because like he probably got the sense that we were thinking about our
Yeah.
options. So he was like, at one point, he was like, "All right, what do I got to do?" And I was, and that would have
And
been a
you,
perfect. That would have been a perfect opportunity
mm,
to bring that up.
so you basically just threw away your best bargaining chip.
Yeah, I'm like Scottie Pippen signing a 7-year contract for $17 million.
Mm-hmm.
I guess another plus too is like my mortgage. Well, at least at this place, depending on where you live, because not all mortgages cost or created equal or whatever. My mortgage is what you pay, almost about what you pay in rent. So like,
Yeah, and you have
you know, what I'm saying?
three. You have 3 floors.
Right.
You know
So
it's
there's a
not.
little more room to spread out.
I mean, you're paying a bank, but you're not making. You know what I mean? You're not making this one person rich.
Right. Exactly. Right. And sooner
Yeah.
or later, like I can always rent it, and I can make
Uh,
some money off of it
you got
and whatnot. So
options.
yeah. Right.
I can't. I
So I mean,
can't
I
put up.
guess
I can't put up an Airbnb up at this bitch. I mean, I guess I could, but
right. Yeah. You can't do that.
I get in trouble.
But yes, I mean there are pluses and minuses. Like pluses, yeah, you have more space. You're able to do whatever the fuck you want, all that stuff. But minuses is like you gotta fucking pay for everything. When you're renting, your landlord pays for everything. If he's not a slumlord, because if he's a slumlord, you won't pay for
Yeah.
shit. I know rent. I know like so there like where I live, there's a lot of these are houses are kind of small. A lot of these houses are really rented houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
the house the house 2 doors down from me is rented. So like the two my two neighbors directly next to me are they own the house. But like the guy next like not the next door neighbor, but the neighbor after him is renting. And my neighbor complains about it all the time. He says like they don't take care of their shit. Like the owner doesn't give a fuck.
Uh,
Like he's got so many and things that he's got to deal with a lot of shit because like he lives next door to them. You know what I'm saying?
like he shares a
Like when your
wall with them.
neighbor right when your neighbor is a shithead,
Hmm.
it kind of flows over to you because so like I guess one of
Like
the main things is like
what happens if your neighbor, like in those houses that are connected, what happens if your neighbor gets bugs?
Yeah.
I think you'll be okay. I think you're fine because bugs can't go through walls.
I
You know what
mean,
I'm
Oh,
saying?
what about roaches?
they could get
Roaches can
into.
go through a. Oh, you can
There's,
get
But the thing
roaches,
is that
junkyard.
you have no connecting anything. Like you're we have no connecting pipes. We
are
have
you
no
100%?
connecting.
Are you 100% that no little critters could get through that plaster barrier.
No.
If Junkyard is 100% sure, he is wrong. He is mistaken.
The only problem I've seen is ants, but ants come in or ants are a lot smaller than roaches. Um, if you have roaches, it's usually like on because of you, not because of your neighbor.
I
Um,
mean, there's a possibility.
I don't. You know what, dude? Honestly, don't think it's because like yeah, you share
The-
walls, but you don't. So like in an apartment, for example, in an apartment, you share pipes, you
uh,
share vents, ventilation. In these houses, you don't share any of that. You have
well,
your own sewage, you have your own pipe, you have
ag-
your own
ag-
gas, you have your own water, you have your own vents. You know what I'm
agree
saying?
to disagree because if there's one animal that always finds a way, it's vermin.
You're right. You're right. But I don't see them being able to cross over from one house to the other. Um,
Mhm.
that being said, the one thing we do or we share, I guess, is which I guess every house technically shares is your main sewage for the city. That's not just obviously here. That's pretty much all of Chicago. Um, houses connect to the obviously to the main sewage, right? So I guess like my neighbor and his neighbor, their two sewage lines connect to the main sewage. So if one neighbor fucks up the main sewage line, it fucks up him, if that makes sense, because they're so close in the vicinity of each other. You see what I'm saying? So like if his neighbor throws diapers or tampons or shit down the toilet, they
Ooh.
have done, which they
Uh,
have done, it backs up his sewage line.
uh,
You see what I'm saying? And because there's shitheads over there that live there, they have done this. And he says
oh, so
he has to
that has happened.
that has happened, which is why he knows which he's had to call plumbers out to like clear out the line that goes to the street. And he says like it's technically the city's fault, but the city won't do anything about it because they're fuckheads. So he's got to pay a plumber to come out and fix it every time. And he tells his neighbors, "Hey man, watch what you're throwing in the fucking toilet. Like don't be an
And
asshole."
since they're tenants, they're like, "Fuck you."
Exactly. And then he's told the owner, and the owner doesn't give a fuck because he's a slumlord. He also says "fuck you." You know what I'm saying? So he's got to put up with some shit, man. And then so like they share a fence. There's a fence line, right? A fence where like
Uh,
I guess the fence was falling down, and he told the owner, "Hey, man, I don't know whose fence this is because I guess it doesn't really show you on the property line like whose fence is whose." He's like, "I don't know whose fence is, but like, hey, how about we just go 50-50, man? Like let's go 50-50 on this, and we'll just put up a new fence. I mean, they're not that expensive. Maybe like about $500. If we go 50-50, that's 250 a person. That's not that bad, right? And we both get a new fence. You know what I'm saying?" Nope, won't do it. The guy wouldn't do it. He waited till the fence fell down. The fence fucking fell down.
Damn.
And my neighbor had to fucking put up a new fence on his own.
and the landlord didn't do
Like, I
anything.
mean, I feel bad for the guy.
So the other
Nope,
guy was just
he
gonna
didn't
like
do jack
just
shit.
let it die.
Yeah, pretty much. Because he doesn't live there. He doesn't have to put up with this shit, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm, true. He's like, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, that's another part of renting that's terrible. Like if you have a terrible landlord, it's dude, it sucks. Luckily, Mamba, your landlord's decent enough that,
I mean, he's
you
all
have to put up
right.
with that shit.
The other day, I
But
thought
that's what
he
I'm saying.
was. The other day, I thought he was a murderer.
What? Why?
So I live on the first floor. The basement is right underneath us.
Hmm.
And in the middle of the night, well, I was up playing video games, but I started hearing this beeping, and I thought it was a fire alarm in our house because you know how when their batteries are low, they'll start beeping. But
Hmm.
I checked out all of our
Yeah.
fire alarms, and it wasn't ours. And I was like, "Where the fuck is it coming from?" My girlfriend was smart enough to she's like, "It's coming from underneath us." So I was like, "Okay, it's a fire alarm underneath us." And we went downstairs to go find it, but the door to get to the basement. So there's two doors. There's one at the top, and then you go down a flight of stairs, and there's another door to go to the basement. Uh, I pushed it, and it wouldn't open. So I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked, the handle was missing, but the door was screwed shut. Like there was like somebody screwed the shit out of this door so it would open. And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "What's he hiding?" I was like, "Maybe there's like either dead bodies or some kidnapped girl in there."
The fuck?
So like I needed him to come out and fix it to turn it off, but I also didn't know what was in there.
And did you
He
find out
turned
what
it.
was in there?
No, he came and turned it off.
What was it?
I've been in there before. He just said that because the door was never locked. He said he just screwed the doors. He screwed some nails into the door to keep it shut because he had some tools down there, and he didn't want anybody stealing. I was like, "Who the fuck is
Okay.
gonna steal it? I mean, are you renting out to any crackheads in this apartment? Who's gonna
Well,
steal
no,
power
but
tools?"
like if someone breaks in, they could technically steal.
That's true. But anyways, this isn't a renters or homeowner podcast. Tony, what's your gripe? You've been on your phone this whole goddamn time because you are neither.
Motherfuckers. Wake the fuck up.
Oh, my gripe is that
Here, move your mic a little closer to your face, please.
now that I am for those who don't know, I was actually the job that I have. I was a contractor, so I was there like it was a contract to hire. So now
So
I've converted,
you were a third party
Mhm.
employee.
but now I am a first party employee.
Uh,
I've been converted to full time, but they have like a weird pay schedule. Like you get paid on the 15th and on the 30th,
I've heard of that.
The
and
15th and the what?
the 30th
That's
of
weird.
of every month. Unless it's February, then it's like the 28th or the 29th.
Do they? I always had a question. Do they? Well, it's probably not going to happen yet. So, like this month, to be a junkyard, to get paid 3 times because it's May
You get
1st,
because
May
you get paid
15th,
bi-weekly.
yeah, and then May like 31st or whatever the fuck it is.
Mhm.
So that never happens. That's never going to happen for you then.
No,
Or are they going to like? Are they going to accommodate one of your checks? You know what I mean?
no,
Well,
they
I
never
don't.
do that because it's only you get paid on the 15th and you get paid
Uh,
on the 30th. That's it. And there's only
Technically,
one.
one of those checks going to be bigger though.
Oh yeah, it is. But I'm all about quantity of paychecks. I'm used to getting paid weekly now. That was nice.
are
Every
you?
week. Now
You're
it's like
you're still hourly, right?
yes,
Oh, okay,
which
so
is
yeah,
good.
you.
Which is good because I'm hourly and because of everything going on and everyone working remote, uh, they're actually giving us overtime. So
Oh,
that's actually nice. But I kind of miss waking up every single Friday and getting fat stacks in my bank account. Now it's like twice a month. So that's my gripe. My gripe is they should pay weekly.
so it could be some inconvenient ass day. So
Yeah, like this month, like one of those days is a Saturday. It's like the fuck.
well, like all right, so this
This
Friday,
week is Thursday. The
it
15th is a Thursday.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that makes sense. But the 31st of this month is Sunday.
the
So
th- so, no, we get the 30th of the month.
oh, the 30th.
You get
Oh,
paid on
so
Saturday.
it's a Saturday. Okay, okay, okay.
Saturday,
Still,
yeah.
it's a Saturday. So wait, what if your bank doesn't
But
like
next month you're gonna
deposit
get
it right
paid.
away that Saturday?
What happened?
What if your bank doesn't deposit it on Saturday?
Um,
What if you have to? Do you have to wait till like Monday?
I don't know. I will have to wait and find out.
So like
I'll find out come Saturday. I'm missing stacks.
next month you're getting paid on a Monday and a Tuesday. Like,
Ugh. What kind of wacky shit is that?
can't wait the Tuesday to turn up.
I know. Everyone's gonna be turning off Friday. Hold on, guys. Wait for me. Wait till Tuesday. Wait till my check comes in.
We'll probably
Everyone's
still
gonna
be
be
on
turning
quarantine.
up. Everyone's like, Tony, why aren't you coming out? I'm like, oh man, I gotta wait till Monday. What the fuck?
So, guys, do you think I'm optimistic? So, obviously, we're still in stay-at-home orders. Depending on what state you're in. In Illinois, we're still at stay-at-home orders.
If you're in Georgia or Texas, you can do whatever you want.
Pretty much, or in Missouri.
Yeah.
We we're looking probably till I'm thinking mid-July, till we're able to leave, more or less. So I bought. So they were. I don't know if you guys know the NFL season tickets just went on sale for the Bears or any NFL team.
I thought he
So
said
here in
mid June.
Chicago,
Where you get July?
no man, it's gonna be till
Rough
July.
estimate, because no one really knows.
Yeah.
It's all
Right, nobody
Alright.
really knows, but I'm thinking
It's
it's July. They say mid June. It's probably July.
it's all subject to change. Continue.
Right, right. They said mid May. Now it's June. I'm thinking long term July.
All right.
But anyway, I bought tickets. The Bears are playing the 49ers in preseason, third week of preseason. The game is in August, last week of August. Now, the only reason I bought these tickets are because it says if the game is canceled, they will refund you the money. It says it like in black and white. If it's rescheduled, obviously they won't refund you. You have to wait till it's rescheduled.
Yeah.
If there's no fans, if they're gonna play it and no fans are in attendance, they will refund you your money. So that's why I bought them. But am I optimistic
No,
to
I think it's
thinking that like
reasonable.
No, I don't
you
think
think
so.
so?
I think it's
so.
reasonable.
In August?
Yeah, late last week
Oh,
of
wait.
August, almost September.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, all right. Because
It's
I'm hoping
possible.
that I can go.
I mean, they'll probably lift restrictions, but they're probably going to be harder on larger groups of people.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like they were even saying, like if it's limited fans and you don't get a seat, they'll refund you your money.
So if you don't make the cut,
Right. If you don't make if it's like seats like 1 and 2, but like 3 and 4 are empty, but seats 5 and 6 are okay,
yeah.
and I'm in 3 and 4, then I'll get my refund.
Oh yeah, that sounds reasonable.
So like, but I mean, obviously I want to go to the game. I mean, I wouldn't have bought the tickets otherwise. But I took the gamble, and I'm like, you know what? Because I'm able to get a refund, I'm just gonna buy them. Fuck it.
Well, yeah, if you can get a refund.
I
No.
haven't seen the 49ers play live since Jeff Garcia was a quarterback back in like 2003. It's been a long time.
Well, I hope it works out for you, Joe Carey.
Thank you. I hope so too. All right, let's get to our let's go ahead and let's get to our since we did our grab story, let's get to our crazy news story.
Joe Carey, you got to wrap it up. This is supposed to be quick and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're almost done. IKEA forced to remind customers not to masturbate in stores
That's the
after
masturbot.
incidents.
Stop masturbating.
IKEA has pledged to tighten its security after
How
a
often do you
woman.
masturbate, Mamba?
Not often.
I'm masturbating right now.
Too often to the
Ooh,
point
that
where
sounds-
IKEA has to remind me.
IKEA's pledged to tighten security after a woman was caught masturbating in one of its stores. The incident unfolded in the DIY furniture company's Chinese stores.
Well,
Although
she was
neither the
doing it.
branch,
She was doing it herself. She was DIYing it.
Mm-hmm.
you're right.
That's the IKEA way.
Although neither the branch nor the name of the perpetrator have been revealed. In a 2-minute pornographic clip, an unidentified woman in a barely buttoned white shirt pleasures herself in various areas of the store, from display beds to seats. No, we haven't attached the video. Quickly, the video went viral across Chinese social media, prompting it to be scrubbed. In fact, its impact was so seismic, IKEA itself felt compelled to respond. According to AFP, the homeware behemoth response alone got 9 million views. Without naming the specific store, IKEA said in a statement Saturday, May 9th, we resolutely oppose and condemn this kind of behavior and immediately reported it to the police in the city of the suspected store. The furniture giant added it would be taking even more careful security and public cleanliness measures following the spread of the video and urged shoppers to browse stores in an orderly and civilized way. The punishment in China for taking part in such an offense is no slap on the wrist. For oh my god, I can't fucking talk today. For deliberate public nudity alone, citizens risk up to 10 days of administrative detention.
That's not that bad. I would take that risk.
So they give you
However,
they give you a 10-day timeout. It's not a bad deal.
pretty much. However, those who are caught uploading and disseminating obscene content online can face even starker consequences, with a chance of up to 15 days detention and maximum fine of 30,000 yuan, roughly equivalent of 340. Oh, this is doing it in pounds. So that's probably like 400 bucks.
How much is that
It's
in
important.
American? How much is that in freedom dollars?
$400. It's important to note that assuming the video was filmed before the full scale, if not entirely preceding the current outbreak, with nobody across the entirety of the clip appearing to be wearing a face mask, IKEA also temporarily closed all its stores due to the virus, although stores have begun reopening in China. Due to some degree of Cantonese being heard in the background, there's been speculation the video was filmed in southern China, more specifically Guangdong province. One user racked up 80,000
Wong Dong
80,000
Fry.
by writing on Weibo. This woman is so brave. I don't understand. She's just doing it in broad daylight. Back in 2015, 5 people were arrested after a clip of a couple having sex in Beijing Uniqlo went viral. According to the Chinese Cyberspace Administration, the clip severely violated socialists' core values. All IKEA stores in the UK remain closed until further notice. In a statement, and in the US, in the statement, IKEA said people are at the heart of IKEA business, and the retailer is committed to supporting its coworkers and the best believable way during this complex and fast evolving situation. The company added customers will continue to be able to shop online and have products delivered to their homes. IKEA looks forward to welcoming customers back to its stores soon, and thanks for customers for understanding their extraordinary circumstances. But anyway,
No more.
savage.
No, don't be
What's happening?
masturbating. Not in public.
Especially in Guangdong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I gotta find that video. I'll send it to you guys.
The video of her masturbating.
Yep.
You could face up. You're gonna face up to 15 days in a Chinese holding facility if they catch
Nah,
you.
homie. Nah, homie. I live in the U.S. They're like they will not, for me watching porn. They'll like salute me. I won't get 15 days.
It's the
That's
opposite.
It's the opposite here, my guy. Let's go ahead. Let's do our question, shall we?
Let's shall.
There's too many questions.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
My answers frighten you, Vincent, then you should cease asking scary questions.
Dear Tony and Mamba, I'm a guy, 28 years old, and I have no intentions of ever having children, ever. I could go into all the logical reasons why, such as the world has too many kids, they're a serious drain on your time, energy, and money, restrict the one-on-one time you have with your partner, and so on.
all
Does this man
valid.
does this man have a neck?
As of no, even if I didn't believe in all those things, however, I simply have no inclination to do so. I am a very rational person, used to weighing pros and cons, and there's too much I want to do or accomplish in my life to make room for more than a partner. And just to cement how I feel about it, I'll tell you that my last girlfriend and I ended our relationship about 2 months ago because she was 33 and looking to have children, and I, well, see reasons above. And this girl I loved and still love and wanted to marry, and she felt the same towards me. I've heard you'll change your mind someday until my ears bleed, but I certainly can't imagine the possibility or want to. Now that that's finally out of the way, I recently started hanging out with a girl I used to know in university. We were friends, and just last week we made it clear we had feelings for each other. She invited me to dinner at her place. After a good meal and with kissing and cuddling well underway, it happened to slip out that she feels she has to have kids, like it's her purpose in life. Those were her exact words. Fuck. Brief summary of what happened next. I pulled back and explained as gently as I could my views on the matter. I told her I thought it was great that she wanted kids, but that she deserves to be with somebody who wanted that too. She insisted I was getting way ahead of myself, and she wasn't planning on having kids anytime soon, and that when only with someone she loved. I asked what the point of was hanging on to a situation which must inevitably and poorly end poorly when we could both be looking for something better right now. She informed me I had serious issues and that I was so wrapped up in the future I wasn't able to enjoy what was here now. which I agree by the way, except that I felt this was a deal breaker situation brewing. We agreed to stay friends, and I left soon after. Was she right? Have I overreacted? I get that we literally just started seeing each other, and it's weird for things to have gotten deep that fast. And if she had just told me having kids was a possibility, that's fine. I mean, she can let me know when she feels one way or another, right? But when a girl tells me absolutely must have kids, that's like telling me she's a smoker or shoots heroin or something. In
Ugh.
other words, end of relationship. I feel like my logic makes sense, but her comment on living in the moment felt painfully true. What do you think? Too well adjusted male.
What's the question?
Well, what do you think? Do you think that
Yeah,
it should be?
I don't understand what he's bitching about.
So he wants to know if, like, do you think he should be living in the moment, or if as soon as he hears I want to have kids, like he needs to cut it off right there and then.
I think if he's the type of person that doesn't plan on having kids, you should definitely be living in the moment.
I mean, yes, I agree with Mambo.
Because if you like actually plan on having kids, you gotta plan a future. You gotta make sure you gotta plan stuff out. But if you don't want to have kids, or you're not gonna, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And this girl sounds like he sounds like he was knee deep in puss, and he was like,
Hmm.
"Oh no, you want kids? I'm out." And she was like, "No, bro, I don't want to have kids with you. We're good."
Hmm.
So what should he do? So should he like stop talking to chicks because they want to have kids, or should he just try to like move on, see what happens?
If both of them know, like if they're open with it,
Well,
he's told.
he said no, he doesn't want to, and she said she does one day.
Okay, well, the one day she can, but just not with him.
Yeah. Then basically,
You should keep
she's
dating her.
gonna.
Is that what you're
I mean, I don't think. I mean, if he knows he doesn't want kids and she does want kids, and but he likes her and wants to continue dating her, it's only gonna. I mean, that issue's not gonna go away. I mean, I think some of it is on her part though. Like she already knows he doesn't want kids. I don't know if she's sticking around because she thinks that he might change his mind.
Well, if that happens, that's on her.
Exactly.
So I mean,
So as long as he's being straightforward, like, look, I already told you I don't want kids, never want kids, not changing my mind. And if she still wants to, get it in, then
mhm,
oh well, and
yeah,
it is what it is.
never
Then
pass
live in
up
the
a
moment.
never pass up a free meal, my guy.
Hmm.
saying? Okay.
I mean, if all parties are consenting and everybody knows what everybody wants,
Yeah,
why are you stressing out?
yeah. A man's got to eat.
And then eat. You worry about that problem down the road. Yeah.
All right.
If
I guess that sounds fair.
Hmm.
he's acting the exact opposite of what he should. Most of the time, when people don't want to have kids, they're out sleeping with whoever they want without fear of repercussions. This guy is acting like he already has kids.
Yeah, I think like I mean, also, is he assuming that everyone wants kids with him?
I mean,
Like,
basically,
like, 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 I think the one thing, even though he doesn't want kids and obviously doesn't have any kids, the one thing that I see that he does have is the audacity.
uh, yeah. Not everybody's gonna want to have kids with you. If you meet a girl at a bar at 3 a.m., she's not gonna be like, "Man, I can't wait to get pregnant by this motherfucker."
Hmm.
So yeah,
yeah.
he has the gall to think that.
The gumption
All
of
right.
this guy.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/NKOTP1. Follow us on Twitter, New Kids on the Pod. See us on Instagram, also at New Kids on the Pod. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, shit, everywhere. Shoot us an email, newkidsinthepod@gmail.com, or leave us a
Are we
voicemail.
are we on Sirius?
No, we're not serious.
What
How,
about
how
Leave
do
us
we
a
get?
what about
How do we
title?
get? Yeah, are we on title? I got a 3-month like subscription.
No, we're not on Title either. Do they have podcasts on Title?
I
They
don't
do.
know. I don't even know if they have music on title anymore.
If they have podcasts, I might be able to get us on. We'll have to.
All right,
I'll have to
try
look
to get
into
us on. Hurry up before my 3 month subscription runs out, because I'm gonna cancel that shit.
that. Okay. All right. Leave us a voicemail 774-40-NKOTP.
Really
Mamba.
quickly before we go, I was going to talk about this with you, Chuck, here, but I guess we didn't get around to it. Do you feel like you were hypocritical about claiming that the UFC doesn't care about fighters? Would you
Fuck.
yourself? Would you yourself does not care about the fighters?
I do care about the fighters. Um, do you want to talk
No,
about
you
it right
don't.
now?
You didn't care when Roman Reigns had cancer.
He's not a fighter. He's a fucking WWE wrestler, and I don't watch WWE. Fuck WWE.
The point is, you were complaining about for everybody who doesn't know, the UFC had an event last Saturday. Uh, it
Yeah,
was
and I
probably
haven't
the
been
only sporting. It was probably the only sporting event that's gone on in the past 2 months, right?
Yep. Well,
So
aside from like what, there's baseball in like Taiwan or some shit somewhere, or
okay,
Korea.
nobody cares about that. Anyways,
Right.
it was the only sport watching within the past 2 months, and Joe Gardner was complaining and saying that he doesn't know why the UFC would do something like this. He doesn't care about the fighters, but in an act of solidarity, you would think Joe Gardner would refuse to watch this event because he cares about the fighters. But he was right there watching along with us.
So this is
Mhm.
my thing. So the what really upset me wasn't necessarily like at first the event, whatever, like it was happening, it was okay. What really made me upset was a fighter got tested positive the day of the fight or the day before the fight with COVID-19. So he basically was infected, but and he was in vicinity and within making contact with other fighters. So
They kept
basically,
them. I looked it up. They kept them separated from the other guy.
no, they didn't. So there's video of him with Fabricio Verdum fucking talking to him within like 2 feet of him,
He didn't
hugging
fight
him and like
Fabricio. Oh, well,
better.
that's Fabricio.
He was with him right before like at the day of the weigh-ins. He was hugging him.
Okay,
There's
well,
video of him touching
that's
physically contact with another fighter.
that's not the person he was fighting though. That was his
It
buddy.
doesn't matter if that's the person he was fighting.
Well,
He's making contact with other fighters.
he should have listened to social distancing and stood away from
Oh,
Fabricio Verdum.
well, but that's the thing. This is the problem though. The problem is the UFC didn't have the foresight to keep these guys separated. Like, yeah, oh great, we kept them in separate rooms. Oh great, we kept them in separate training facility. But at the end of the day, they had a weigh-in, right? They used the
Is it?
same scale.
Uh huh.
They allowed them to consort. They allowed them to do face-offs. Like a lot of besides Jacare, everybody else wasn't wearing masks. They were touching each other. They were like doing face-offs within like feet, like a foot of each other.
So if
Like, come on.
If the UFC did everything that they could, and then this guy decided to break social distancing, that's not their fault.
Hold on. No, that's not the only thing. He told the UFC, go back and look at the records. He told the UFC that he was in contact with a family member that had corona,
Uh,
yet they still let him come to the event, do the face off, do everything. They waited till the very last minute and then say, "Oh, you're fucking tested positive with corona."
well, they had to test him to make sure he actually had it.
Right, but why did they? But if he said before he even showed up for the fight that he was in contact with someone that was infected, why did they let him come to the fight?
All right. The point is, did you
So
not
hold on.
watch it?
So this is my point. Yes, I felt that they were wrong for hosting the fight, especially
Uh huh.
specific, not necessarily before the fact, because before whatever, I mean, whatever. It was more like they went on with it once somebody was already infected, and they found that somebody was infected, and that person was in contact with other people.
Would you still
That
participate
was
in it?
my main concern. Yes, like I watched the fight, but
Uh huh.
the whole thing is okay. So the fight was already going on. These fighters are already there. They're already gonna fight. My point is like I'm watching it because like what the fuck are these guys fighting for? Like they're already there. They're already gonna fight. Like if nobody like I'm not gonna let them fight in vain. Like they're just gonna. I mean, yeah, what's the point of them fighting? Like there's no point in. in me not watching if like they're just gonna fight for nothing, basically. I mean, yeah, they're getting paid, but like that's the whole point. The whole point is them fighting to put on the show, I guess, in sense. So my whole thing is like I don't want them to fight in vain. That's why I watched more than anything. But my other thing is like I also didn't. I mean, putting it out there, did not pay for the event. You know what I'm saying?
So
So like
you're screwing the fighters even more.
I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tell you why I'm not because they're getting paid regardless whether anybody
All
buys
right.
or not.
Well, this is gonna lead into a rabbit hole. We'll fight about this next week.
Mm-hmm. Join us next time on
Yeah.
NKOTP.
In a world full of people with corona,
There's gonna be another fight this week.
there's 2 fights this
On
week. There's one on Wednesday and one on Saturday.
right, one on Wednesday, one on Saturday.
Are you gonna not watch those either?
I might not watch. Those fights are trash anyway, so I may not watch.
Because you don't support fighters. All right. In a world full of people, stay away from them. Stay away from each other.
Still,
All
all
right.
right, guys. We will hopefully check out next week. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Tony's up for it or not. Because last week he was supposed to tell us that if we were gonna record, and never said anything. So
You never said anything.
No, I did. I said, "Are we recording Tuesday?" And Tony's like, "I'll let you guys know." Did we ever hear from him?
You never said anything.
Yeah, I was waiting to record.
Lying ass motherfucker.
You
I
know
asked
what? You know what? Maybe it wasn't last week, but maybe the week before. One of
the
those
week
weeks.
before.
You
2 weeks ago, I didn't say anything because I was waiting for you guys to say some shit.
no, because
No,
you had it
you should know by now. We are never going to say anything.
2 weeks ago. You didn't say anything because you had a test, and you probably had to study. So you're
No, I
like,
had-
if I didn't,
No, I didn't have a test 2 weeks ago because I was writing my paper.
oh, you had it last week.
Oh, my
What
paper. I
te-
didn't have a test.
You just had a class, right?
Yeah, but I had to
Yeah.
write a paper.
The point is, Junkyard, you know by now you know that we're not going to say anything. So I don't know
No,
why when you say I'm waiting for you guys, I was waiting for you guys. That's a lie because you know we're not going to say anything.
No, because I'm trying.
We've been doing this for how many years? You know damn well we're not going to say anything. So
I'm
don't be
one that has-
don't be throwing out these weak ass excuses.
And last week I did say I was like, "When are we recording Tuesday?" And Tony's like,
Yeah.
"I'll let you know."
But did you remind us?
I,
You
told-
never,
dude, I asked you on Monday.
but why didn't you remind us the day of? Why don't you like see? Hey, are you guys ready?
Then I get the same bullshit you guys put like today. Like, oh, shit, we're recording today. After
Yeah,
I had literally
we're
asked
We're here.
like
We're here, aren't we?
hours
I'm
before.
here. I'm here, ain't I? I'm here. I'm here.
Barely.
But
All
I'm
right.
here.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Next week
well,
for
I guess-
sure.
Maybe I guess. Well, yeah, you say for sure now, but next week when next week comes around, you might change your mind. So possibly next week we will see
Next week for sure. For sure.
kissies on your dickies.
How we saying it? What is he saying it?